Hey guys, welcome to my video. So I'm back with another video on another woman. And this time I think I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I might just be talking to you guys as I do my makeup, just so it could be a little more interacting instead of the voiceover. Let's get started. So today I'm gonna be talking about an Italian serial killer. And to start off with her life, she was from the 1900s. She was born on April 18, 1893. She tried to kill herself twice before she became an adult. She got married, and she believed that her mother cursed her marriage because her mother didn't approve of the marriage. So Leonarda believed that her marriage was cursed by her mother. She went through 17 pregnancies. Guys, 17 pregnancies. That's a lot. That's a lot of pregnancies to go through. She did miscarry 3 times though. And 10 of her children died before they turned 10. So she became very overprotective over the remaining 4 that she had alive. And it is believed that she actually suffered from mental illness. If she were alive today, she would most likely be diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety. And no, I am not diagnosing her myself. I did read up on that diagnosis because it's just believed that, of course, women can go into depression after 1 miscarriage. Imagine having 3 miscarriages and 10 of your kids die before the age of 10. So, you know, I feel like, of course, something like that trauma was gonna affect her in one way or another, mentally, and of course, physically. Imagine going through 17 pregnancies and actually giving birth to 14 of those children. That is crazy. 1 pregnancy takes a toll on the body. Imagine 17 and birthing 14 of those kids. And not only that, but losing 10 of those kids that you gave birth to. So, I mean, I think that, of course, something, I mean, that's trauma to go through. First of all, she had 2 suicide attempts before she became a woman, a grown adult. And her mother didn't accept her marriage, and she believed that her marriage was cursed. So imagine all of that, and who knows how her childhood was, you know, and then losing your children, of course, you know. And in 1939, her oldest and favorite son told her that he was gonna enlist in the military to do his part in World War II. This and her belief in superstitions, I just don't know where her belief of superstitions came from, but the news of her son going into the military and her belief in superstitions is what got her to become one of the most famous Italian serial killers of the 20th century. She would lure women into her home and then she would sacrifice them. And the reason she would sacrifice them is because she believed that would keep her son safe. Meanwhile, he was out in the war, which a lot of people are confused by because Catholics don't believe that, and it is believed that she was a Catholic. Well, most of Italy is Catholic, and Catholics don't believe in sacrifices to keep anybody safe. So yeah, we don't know where that belief came from, but she did it as a way of, I guess, her protecting her son from afar. Her first victim was in 1939, a woman named Faustina Seri. Leonarda invited Faustina into her home because she was gonna hook her up with the husband. Not Leonarda's husband, but a husband for Faustina. And not only that, but she took her money. So Faustina came into her home with the illusion that she was gonna meet a husband. She was drugged with spiked wine, and Leonarda killed her with an axe. She cut her body into 9 pieces and gathered her blood in a container. And she actually described to the police what she did when she was eventually arrested. She said, "I threw the pieces into a pot, added 7 kilos of caustic soda, which I had bought to make soap, and stirred the whole mixture until the pieces dissolved in a thick, dark mush that I poured into several buckets and emptied in a nearby septic tank. As for the blood in the basin, I waited until it coagulated. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Dried it in the oven, ground it, mixed it with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, and eggs, as well as a bit of margarine, mixing all the ingredients together. I made lots of crunchy tea cakes and served them to the ladies who came to visit, though my son and I also ate them." So she was a cannibal too, which is honestly quite disgusting. I can't imagine killing somebody like I killed them, and I make their body into some tea cakes and then I eat them at that. No ma'am. That is on another level, honestly, because you saw that person alive and then you killed them and then you cooked them and you also ate them and you gave them to your son. That's crazy. Yeah, nasty too. She also took Faustina's savings as a payment for hooking her up with the husband, which was 30,000 Italian lire. I'm not sure how to say that, but Italian dollars, I guess we could say, which would be equivalent to $17.94 back in the day, which with inflation and everything, nowadays it would be about $332. On September 5th, 1940, she found her second victim, Francesca Suavi. Leonarda also tricked Francesca by telling her that she had organized a teaching job for her abroad, and as well as with her first victim, she spiked her wine, killed her with an axe, and made her into tea cakes, and stole her money. And finally, her third and last victim before she got caught, Virginia Cacioppo. I think that's how you say it. I don't know, guys. Virginia was a noted soprano who sang in the famous La Scala Opera House. Leonardo promised Virginia a job working with an impresario in Florence. And on September 30th, Virginia visited Leonarda, and again, like she did the other ones, she spiked her drink, killed her with an axe, and made her into tea cakes. But this time, she also made them into soap. The previous one she hadn't made into soap, but this one she did. And Leonardo said in her confession, she ended up in the pot like the other two. Her flesh was fat and white. When it had melted, I added a bottle of cologne, and after a long time of boiling, I was able to make some of the most creamy soap. I gave bars to neighbors and acquaintances. The cakes too were better. That woman was really sweet. And before the victims would come over, Leonardo would have them write letters to their families, giving them details about the trips that they were taking so that they wouldn't worry or, you know, look for them. But Virginia had a sister-in-law that was really worried about her. She actually didn't believe what Virginia said in the letter, and she actually saw Virginia walk into Leonardo's house the night that she was supposed to go on her trip. She quickly called the cops and reported that her sister-in-law was missing. The police quickly went to go investigate Leonardo, and of course Leonardo denied everything. She was defending herself, and it wasn't until they started to blame her son that she cracked, and she actually confessed that she had done all those things. She was sentenced to 30 years in prison and 3 years in a criminal asylum. On October 15th, 1970, she died of cerebral apoplexy, which is a type of hemorrhage. And that was all while she was still in the asylum. She died at the age of 79. But alright guys, this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you watched this far, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.